And so Reen and the team headed to the appropriate point at Ebon Hill. After splitting from Kara's observation infiltration team, while Hercules was unaware, they came to the entrance of the blockade area. So this is where Hercules is concealed. I hope we can return them to their senses after weakening them. Me too. Reen, are you all set? Yes, we just arrived at the location. We are ready to move in at any time. Got it. We've confirmed that there are teams of 4 gathered ahead. There is a patrol team, a defense team of the gunship, and then the command team consisting of Captain Reagan and Cody. Again, we would like you to suppress the patrol team while guaranteeing their safety. Your opponents are elites and they are under the effects of the Twilight. Reen, Emma, be careful. Yes, you guys as well. Alright then, go ahead and start, Reen. Understood. You have a way past the padlock on the fence then, Reen? Yes. When we were students, I was able to break the lock in Celtic without making any noise. But this time, it's actually a good opportunity to draw the enemy out. Let's make some noise to get their attention. Not bad. That much should be enough to get them moving. Let's begin the attack. Right.
Dai, どうか気をつけて。標的ですわよ。気をつけなさい。
マイル。
壊せ。スレッジハンマー。
マイル。くらえ、鬼ハヤテ。
私の番だな。後期行きます。すみません、お願いします。任せて。時の結界。
マイル行くぞ。突撃陣烈火。マイルパスキル崩れた。
私の番ですわ。正気いただき。私の番だな。飛ばしていくわよ。エンジン来航。私の番だな。砕け散れ。後期行きますわよ。ここですわ。いただき。
マイル
私の番だな。と行きますわよ。ここですわ。
みんな
精進あるのみですわ。
Excellent.
手強そうね。
No, I'm not fighting
気を
that
引き
thing.
締めなさい。
Pass. Green, you guys must be close to the rock arch by now, right? Based on Lieutenant Kara's information, there should be patrol teams hiding ahead, so be on the lookout. I see. I wasn't sensing anyone around here, so I was wondering. The infiltration unit of the special forces wouldn't use ordinary measures. Yes, and they have the Lambda units. They're strong. Toa, thanks for the heads up. No problem, be careful. Toa is really reliable at navigation. Yes, there shouldn't be any surprises now. What? We were hiding our presence completely, but it does not matter. Take them out from the front.
強敵ですわよ。気をつけなさい。
マイル行くぞ。行くぞ突撃陣レッカー。俺の番だな。くらえ鬼早く。今だ。
私の番だな。逃さぬ。崩したぞ。みんな一斉にかかるがよい。
分かった。
やらなくとも。私の番ですわ。
俺の番だな。行くぞ突撃陣レッカー。マイルくらえ鬼早く。今だ。
暗き刃よ。お願い。チャンスです。やりすぎますわ。
深く向かったか。
ええ。食らいなさい。正気。続きます。
ラムダクロー。
私の番だな。砕け散
深くたか。
れ。さて先に進むとしようか。
よし掴んだ。
やりました。精進あるのみだ。
So strong. But now... Emma, can you do something about them? Yes, leave it to me. I believe we can conclude they were not made members of the family again. It seems like they are in some kind of hypnotic state. So someone is behind this then. The captain seems the most suspicious. He is. I believe it is safe to leave them here for now. We should go find the culprit right away. Got it. Then let's push on. It's a gold chest.
ふむ。宝箱か。
Nice.
速攻で沈めますわよ。
勝ち切る。今だ。
私の番ですね。 き刃よ今です長すぎますわ私の番ですわはあそりゃ行くぞ
行くぞ突撃時烈火
行くぞ逃さぬせいや後期
隙ありさせるか
許さぬ
My god.
行きますわよ瞬きなさいビートーニクス私の番ですわはあそりゃ早期続きます
マイル2の方早く
私の番だなはい暗き刃よお願い今ですやらすぎますわええはあここですわ続きますやっ
行くぞ行くぞ突撃時烈火マイル2の方早く
ええはあここですわ続きます行くぞ
させるか
はい暗きやチャンスですやらすぎますわ任せるがよいすぐに処置します私の番ですわ正気続きます
させるか
すぐに頼んでます私の番だな
Oh, you're resistant to fire.
俺の
Oops.
番だなうなれ今だとどめだ
行くぞ砕け散れ私の番ですねアークス駆動行きますわよ
マイル行くぞ行くぞせい今だ
スキリ任せるがよい崩したぞ
隙あり
行きますわよこれがやったよしやったわ
Alright. Let's see what's over here. Some chest. More U material. Always welcome for that. Okay, here we are. There they are. Those are the remaining soldiers, members. 8 people, just like the information said. Something seems strange here. Right, it looks like Kara's brother Cody is trying to convince them again. Please, Captain Reagan, Don't you realize that our little struggle here won't do any actual damage to the Empire? And to target a civilian city instead of a military base. Let's just surrender quietly. My sister said that we won't be punished at all when we return to the public. Cody, it appears I misjudged you. Have you already forgotten what the Empire did to my friends? To your father? Well, I no longer have any hope for you. And it looks like these foolish members of the Empire caught us in a bad moment. It looks like he sold us out to give you the information to find us here, but he will hide no longer. We will use his power to beat down the sinful Empire. Nosferatu. That red demon from back then. It seems Captain Reagan is completely taken by the curse, making use of magic itself. At this rate, they really will be sucked back into the Noct Familia. Perfect. This is great. Now, I can't wait to hear your screams.
強敵ですわよ。気をつけなさい。
ラムダ駆動ラムダ駆動ラムダ駆動おお
マイル行くぞ
壊せスレッジハン
マイルくらえ鬼ハヤテ
ありがたい。
行くぞ突撃陣レッカ
私の番ですね。それ。そなたに感謝。我が求めに応じ、今こそ権限せよ。任せるがよい。逃さぬ。せいや後期私の番ですわ。強いな。長期一斉に行きますわよ。はい
了解です
承知した。
ラムダ駆動
You healing? Loud.
行くぞくらえ鬼ハヤテ崩れた
アルベイドが信じる。その身に刻むがよい。参る。行きますわよ。まだまだこれからですわ。プリズムキャリバ
深くったか
ー。これが神速の実力ですわ。
Easy peasy.
やりました。精進あるのみです。精進あるのみだ。
Excellent. How impudent. But if I get serious, there will be no end to this. No, look. What? Why won't you listen to me? Demon, over here! This is bad. We'll back you up. No need. Those bullets use Gaius' stigmata power. Splendid. Was that Kara? Hey, what is that defense team doing? It looks like we managed to pull this off safely. Yes, thanks to you all. Right, it was because you lured out the other teams. There's no threat to their lives, so please do not worry about that. See, that's great. So you're the last one left. You still want to continue this? No, it's fine. I'm tired. He passed out. He used so much power, it's understandable. And so Gaius and Emma treated their Hercules members. They succeeded in removing the important factor that was driving Captain Reagan towards the family. How can I ever thank you all for this? Right, words alone would never be enough. No, we just lent a hand. Thank you for helping Captain Reagan too. I'm a little worried about what he'll say when he wakes up though. It seems like you have a grudge towards the Empire about your father? Yes, our father was a commander in the Republic Army, but he lost his life a year and a half ago in Crossbell. Yes, but we know that wanting revenge against the Empire itself is foolish and accomplishes nothing. No, but we do understand your pain better. Yes, losing someone precious to you is more than just a logical debate. In any case, I'm certain that Captain Reagan will reflect on his actions, and you can trust us to report on this to the Imperial government. Yes, our negotiations resulted in an agreement to hand this new model gunship over to the Empire. You see, that's the hidden agreement. The latest model gunship of the Verne Company. Basically, the arrangement was to hand over military secrets then. The government is as shrewd as ever. So how do you plan to return to the Republic? Well, we do have some connections for that. Well, we'll be able to get on a certain airliner, so you don't have to worry about us. I see. Got it, then we'll take our leave here. Please feel free to call if anything else happens. No, we have to repay you all first. Thank you again, everyone. Excellent. Let's see. I think I'll do. There's a couple more things I can do around still to do before we head on to and continue the main story. So I think I'll do maybe. Let's see. I'll think about it. Do I want to do another, or should I just stop here? The commerce area. You know what? Actually, I think this is where I'll stop for today. I feel like this is enough. I did enough for today. Plus, I want to give myself some time to do some orbit rearrangements before later on. Let me go ahead and just turn this stuff in, actually. Oh. Ah, too short. Wait, so what is that? Oh. Cool. But yeah, I guess this is where I will stop for the day then. Let's get right back into it. I don't remember exactly where I left off, but I did some minor ornament adjustments on some people. So I know some people needed some changes, and I did that for some of them, and I didn't really have enough set bits to do it for the people that I really wanted to change, but I did as much as I could. But anyways, I'm gonna try and figure out where I left off on the fly here. Let me see. Oh, okay, so that's what I did. Third tab, third from the bottom. Okay, so I think this is where I left off. Yeah, over here. Oh, look who it is. Wow, hello everyone. Instructor Thomas, and you're from the Crossbell Times. Hi, good to see you again. Reed and Toa, long time no see. It would have been nice to see you in Elan Village, too bad it was a near miss. I heard about that from Gaius and Rosine. So, who is this? I think we've seen him before. I believe he's blind. This will be the first time I'm introducing myself to you. I'm a freelance journalist. My name is Marcel Nielsen. And you are the famed Ashen Chevalier, along with the talented and famous Herschel. Or perhaps I should call you Sacrifice of the Twilight. Why do you know that? He's kind of like my senpai in the world of journalists. He's received many Pulitzer Prizes before, for his coverage of the DG cult incident and the Independence Declaration incident in Crossbell. I see. I've heard about you before, but... So then, why are you and Instructor Thomas here too, Grace? Well, I apologize that you all had a tough time aboard the Panther Girl. Actually, I continue to search for a certain item. An ancient artifact in the Empire, the last Black Record. The records you and Reen have been gathering. The wavering darkness between the flame and the earth, the beginning of the tale of the end. One is the great rivalry between two gods. Second is the fusion of the fire and earth and the split into 7 vessels. The third is the birth of the capital and the acceptance of the Grail. Fourth is the disappearance of the Holy Beast and the disaster of the dragon. Fifth is the recapture of the capital and the start of the Vermilion Curse. Sixth is the War of the Lions and the sacrifice of the Saints. Seventh is the appearance of the shunned child to the north. Eighth is the 100 Days War after the sacrifice of the village. Ninth is the Great Azure Tree in the east and the Infernal Palace. Thus, the wish of 1,000 years is fulfilled. When the sacrifice spills the blood of the old, the path of the Black Grail will appear. When the corrupted Holy Beast is slain by the Sword of Demise and the blood fills the Grail, the Great Twilight will begin. There's a continuation to that? Yes, and His Majesty confided this to me in absolute secrecy in an Ursula hospital. Since the beginning of the Twilight, apparently there's an addendum that even he does not know the contents of. No way. Well, the ancient artifacts like this defy common sense, so it could be any number of things. The stones from Laborel are all written in gibberish after all. So the fact that you are all gathered here means that Nielsen has found the last volume. Wow. I have heard about the perceptive abilities of the 8 Leaves 1 Blade technique. Yes, it is something I found while traveling around the Empire this month. Even a blind man like me can read the contents of that jet black book, and I am determined that it is without a doubt the final volume that I was looking for. So we were negotiating whether I could access the contents, and he ended up presenting a certain condition in exchange. Green, he would like to cover your story. What do you mean? Do not worry, I do not plan to report on this in a book or article or anything. I've managed to understand your origin and your situation from what I've heard. But what has happened in this big empire called Erebonia, and what is continuing to happen, I'd like to hear it straight from the ones involved, given that you are the center of every event occurring across the land. And if you decide to go along with the interview, I'll reveal the contents of the last record. Seriously, you're even more well-trained than Wazi led me to believe. What do you think, Reen? Can you help us out? The war is starting in 5 days from now. How about we exchange some information while we're at it? Well... understood. If you want to hear my story then. Wonderful. That really helps. Maybe I could help supplement the story too? Oh, please let me interview too. This is such a rare opportunity. And so they headed down to the first floor, and Nielsen collected information for an article on Reen. Reen, it sounds like Instructor Thomas was your history teacher at school. And Herschel, it sounds like you've acquired extensive knowledge from your grandfather. I'd like to hear the events up to now as one big story as we go through this interview. Right. I kind of feel nervous. Got it. No holding back now then. Presently, the current of the events that led up to the Great Twilight, and the underside of the Great Jormungand and the Mille Mirage strategies, as well as the 7 Divine Knights that become the key to it all, and the 2 Septarians from prehistoric civilization. The whole story is becoming apparent. It is sudden and transcendental, and it surpasses humanity itself. In fact, it may even work to make the history made by humanity feel meaningless. However, analyzing it all carefully, there are more than just transcendental elements present. There are multiple flows through history of people, not just in the Empire, I believe. Multiple flows? I see. It sounds interesting, but how much does he know? One of the big flows is of course the Erebonian Empire, and the rivalry between the inheritors of Earth and the inheritors of Fire. Finally, the first member of the Arnor family was born, which would end up serving as mediator. Accepting the Septian Church, they began to work towards the revival of civilization. As rulers in the Empire started attaining power, the unique nobility system was established. Ultimately, this led to the War of the Lions 250 years ago. I've heard that fight itself was a transcendental battle, but I believe there was actually a chance to begin an essential flow of events in the underworld lasting until today. Green, what do you think it was? Well... hang on. Where am I? I think it's the third answer. Development of tactical and mechanical technology, sharp decline in population due to war, and the reforms of Emperor Dracos after the war. I believe the main point is the ancestor of the modern empire, Dracos and his reforms. In the Age of Darkness, during the Middle Ages, many systems that did not exist. Systems like law, economics, culture rose up and became the cornerstone of our modern state. And the formation of Thor's Academy was one of the great byproducts. People who were trained and not restricted based on their families of origin, and even commoners began to serve in roles in government or the army. The birth of an innovative school contrasting the nobility. That may be one cause of the Civil War 2 years ago. Right. If such a trend never started, the nobility would have never started the war. So the army, the government, and the others are connected to this flowing tale. It does seem well defined when you all agree like that. Let us change to a second topic, about the perimeter and outskirts of the empire. There are various options to define the notion of surrounding the empire, but Liberl, Northumbria, Jurai, Nord, and Crossbell must be included. While the Republic borders the empire as well, it is hard to claim that it has played a powerful role. Some people claim that Nord is the territory of the empire. The Crossbell has been a disputed land for hundreds of years. When the empire was founded, these places were never territories of the empires. They were always outside, and yet they had strong influences. Emperor Dracos went to Nord, his place where he decided to join the war. Needless to say, that was the true genesis to the modern empire we know. Yet there was an event that, while it was not the genesis, played a major role in affecting the empire. What do you think it is, Reen? The goddess statue in Nord, the salt pail in Northumbria, the mayor residing in Jurai. Second option. The one that comes to mind most is a salt pail in Northumbria. A supernatural disaster whose cause is still not well understood. Though it did not rise in the empire itself, I believe it has caused a lot of influence. But that is true, and Northumbria changed from a duchy to an autonomous state. That's when refugees started fleeing to the empire and when Jaegers appeared and started to be used for various conflicts. Right, and the collapse of Northumbria cast a shadow on Jurai to the west. Due to economic difficulties, Jurai was tempted by the empire, by Chancellor Osborne, and as a result, Crow's grandfather. See. So that did create quite the impact. It even connects to the Imperial Liberation Front. Yes, we cannot give that story in the flow of the Empire's history. Now, let us get to the final matter. The third is the effect from the east. Namely Crossbell, now officially a territory of the Empire and the Calvard Republic. Other countries are included, but we can limit the discussion to these two for now. For hundreds of years, Calvard contended for Crossbell. 100 years ago, the monarchy was driven out and the state underwent a democratic revolution. And then 72 years ago, in the name of joint consignment of the two major powers, Crossbell was established as an autonomous state. Actually, did you know that Crossbell was a territory of the Empire in the past century? I believe I remember reading that somewhere in history. That's not something the Empire tends to emphasize much. Even though in Crossbell, the story of the palace of old governors from the Imperial era is a hot topic. Once the mansion of a former Imperial bigwig, it became the locale for a sketchy auction. That must be it. It was a negative point for the Empire when Crossbell transitioned to become an autonomous state, and in that sense, Imperial history is a bit blurred. You see, I think that's the case. And thus, Calvard and Crossbell became democracies and accomplished the higher level of the reforms Dracos sought. As a result, the Empire continued to amass its strength and finally won the right to divide influence over Crossbell in half. And that disgrace for Crossbell was meted out in an unconscious way as members of the Empire began to take over. Then followed the anti-republican tendencies characteristic of people from the Empire. Thus followed a dramatic modern revolution along with a democratic revolution in Calvard. Many factors were involved, but there was one leading force that drove them to push back the old regime. Reen, that isn't in the history books, but do you understand what that was? Well... immigrants from the east, the new autonomous state, the Septine Church from Altaria. This first one. I heard that immigrants from the eastern part of the continent have been coming for years. Hey look, that's Risha. Yes, and this caused an economic collapse in Calvard. It is said that funds supporting the takedown of the old regime came from merchants from the east. The assassins are said to be key people of power, and it's also said that they faced each other. I see. The flow from the east came from the influence of Calvard's democratization, connected to Crossbell as an autonomous state, connected to the eventual annexation of Crossbell by the Empire, and to the conflict last year, along with the infiltration of the Special Forces, ultimately intertwining with even the Jormungand and Mil Mirage today. I've heard that before, but it's not a story of the underworld of the Empire this time. I understand. I believe this was more of a warning than it was an interview. The past, the present, and the future of the Empire and its surrounding lands. The curse that exists today does not fit in this framework, and you're telling me not to get trapped into that framework as a sacrifice of the curse. Nielsen? Well, it is true that you are a key person. This was a good way to validate my hypotheses and organize my thoughts. Got Black Record final volume. Oh. It's so short, so it shouldn't take much time to decipher. I shall excuse myself here. My next interview is waiting. Wait, Nielsen, how do you intend to get there? I plan to board the transport car to the mining village nearby, and then I'll board a train in Masalte. Is that right? Please take me with you. In this case, I need to call Rains. So this is goodbye. I hope to see you again soon, hopefully with the Secretary General as well. Yes, I'll be looking forward to it. Thank you. I really felt like I caught up on a lot of things. I won't act on my own accord, but I'll try my best to keep a wide view. Thank you very much. It really was an enlightening conversation. For me as well. Farewell, everyone. Where am I? Well, thanks guys. I'll start deciphering the record tonight. It might take a few days, but I'll let you know. Right, please do. So, are you heading out on your own Merkaba? No, I'm planning to rejoin Rosine to help her with repairs. Take care then, and I'm really glad to see you again. Now that I think about it, we spent 2 years together at school, Toa. Well then, take care everyone, and do be careful with everything. He's hard to read even though he's the deputy of the Gralsrit. Where am I? He's hard to read even though he's the deputy of the Gralsritter, but he has such ability, it seems like foul play. A practitioner, it's really hard to understand the abilities of the church. Grandmother trusts him, and so do I. Well, that was a really dense conversation. But don't you feel like you learned a lot? Yeah, I managed to follow along, and I think I put a lot of things into perspective. Plus the last volume of the Black Records. We'll have to ponder over its contents when they are decrypted. Yes, let's do that, Reen. Nito Benito. What the heck did I just get? With this? Ah. Sure. Upgrade. Okay, so let's see. Let's head to Leaves. Let's see. Over here. Oh, sure. What you looking at me for? Why y'all looking at me? Are we gonna do the radio thing again? Oh, Reen, you saw the request? Yes, I was surprised to hear you left the ship, but I'm glad to see your colleagues are doing well. They kind of got mad at me. Anyways, can we get started discussing? I know you guys are busy, but there won't be another chance for this. Well, I helped Monk out with the radio drama before. I almost died out of embarrassment when I heard it broadcast last time. Well, I guess we can at least hear you out. You don't seem too stoked about this, but I'm sure you'll be interested once you hear this. As mentioned in the request, Radio Trista would like to put out a special edition of our radio drama, but we can't do it directly because of all the censorship before the war. Even so, I still think it's important to convey messages from more important than the war. See. So like before, you just need someone to substitute for the main character? Yep, just like last time, this will be the latest edition of the Eternal 9. But we have to select our voice actor for the lead, and our heroines couldn't make it either. With this special edition, I need you to find 4 substitute girls to play the heroines. Oh god. That seems like a pretty unreasonable request. Yeah, you'd think so. No, but do it for the young people. We have so many fan letters, even people sick in the hospital are waiting. And since we probably won't avoid this war, I want to at least help them be strong. Fine. Got it. I don't know how much help will actually be, but... Oh, thanks, Reen. You really are the best. We don't have a ton of time. We'll start asking people now then. The setting was a fictional kingdom in the middle of the continent, if I remember correctly. I remember the hero's name was Noin, who was acting under orders of the second princess. He was a remarkable person. He had a strange birth. A black suit, gray hair, wielded a tachi. Wait, don't say anything, guys. The visuals even look like me. It's cool, but thinking about your feelings, Reen. Don't worry about that. So, who should we get for the 4 heroines? Let me explain. First, we need the daughter of an earl. Her name is Selma, and her hobby is gardening. She's very smart. The second is Ruri, the twin sister of Nanai, who made an appearance last time. She's a reporter with a devilish personality. The third is Heini, who's a librarian. She's been writing novels on the side. Oh, I think I know who we're grabbing for the librarian. And the last is Velvet. She's a mysterious fortune teller. So that's a Beryl. It fits them exactly. Selma should be Edel, Ruri is definitely Vivi, Hain is Dorothy, and Velvet is Beryl. Nice work. Vivi and Dorothy should be on the ship. Edel actually just came to leaves. She should be working with some of the other students and Instructor Mary. I see. I haven't seen Edel in a while. What about Beryl? Yuna said she saw her, but I haven't seen her in a while. Well, she did contact Thors. She said she was visiting a town not on the maps, but it doesn't sound like Hamel either. That must be... Yeah, let's go check there. Got it. We'll go gather them here then. Yep, the script is ready so we can start recording whenever. You can do whatever else you need to do first, I'm counting on you. Right, leave it to us. Gotta do this again. Alright. So Edel is in the dorms. There you are. Oh, the rumors were true. We were just talking about you. It sounds like things got tough, but I'm so glad Prince Oliver returned. Ah, so you heard. But what are you doing here, Edel? So many of your companions are working on the Courageous. I just found that up at the ship recently. I thought it would be a good chance to check in with instructors Mary, Markov, and the Thor students. I've been working with Starks, who's heading up a school student section. Here's something. He's always working hard. I heard about her family too. It sounds like things are tough. You're pretty reliable as usual. It's nothing much. Well, we were behind letting some of the students go anyway, and have also been able to stall the training using the magic soul, that's for moment holder relief. Really is. We've also been helping to divert any pursuit of the students. We have to start planning for that strategy as well. Yes, getting insight from all the members will be the key. Strategy? Did something else happen? You went to the training ground in Sutherland, right? We've been developing a plan to support you all. Actually. If you like, please stop by sometimes. Okay, we'll do that. It sounds concerning. Maybe we should visit the training ground in Sutherland. Did you need something from me, Irene? You're as sharp as ever. Actually, we received a request from Monk. Sure, that's fine. Great, thanks a lot. You're all so helpful, Edel. Well, not as much as you tell, but I can help Monk out if he needs. It's nearby too, so just let me know when you need me. Great, thanks a lot. Well, that was easy. Oh, there you are. Yeah, don't worry about me. I'm fine. No, you are not. I haven't heard from you in a month and now you're working with a third party? And then you sent me that unreasonable plan. Although I guess a joint plan with the CNS is a good idea in light of the censorship. Isn't it? I was thinking about asking Rex to help you too. Even though all our scripts keep getting rejected, it is true that we might have better luck internally. But we can't keep meeting like this. If you need something, just come talk to me in person. Sorry, I can't. I don't want to see the army. So please you do your best, Director Rhines. Don't mess with me. Take some responsibility for once. Sounds like Vivi's talking to her boss, asking for some unreasonable arrangements. Well, whatever. Oh, hi Irene. Did you need something from me? Don't tell me that Elisa and Fee have been leaving you alone, so a flag was tripped for me. No. Actually, I have a request from Monk. Oh, that previous drama was pretty interesting. It's a pretty well-known drama in the industry. Sure, I'll help you out. Perhaps I should call Sister. It might be fun for you to take the twin girls route. Oh, stop. Well, thanks for agreeing anyway. It's Trista Radio and leaves, right? I'll head there right away. Thanks. Dorothy's on the second floor in the library. Pretty sure. There you are. Oh, hi Irene. Dorothy and I were just having a little chat. I was asking her if she could write about our friendship with some girls once in a while and not just the boys. I'm telling you, that's against my beliefs. I should have figured this would be the conversation. I don't know if there's a genius anywhere as good at this as Dorothy. Angelica? Have you read my works before? Of course I have. So that's all the more reason I think it's regrettable that you're stuck with one world view. How about we start discussing the charm of the young ladies a little? But Angelica would be the one to push Dorothy like this. Dorothy, do you have a second? What can I do for you? Wait a minute, I could never do something like that. But actually all of the young girls I know listen to Eternal 9. I listen to it as well in addition to the heroine. I think the rivalry between the heroes is interesting. Well, could you help us out then? What a good chance, it could even provide you some more material to write about. That's true. Sure, I'll do it. Well, that's easy. Over here.
Hi.
I had a feeling it'd be an Elin. It seems like she was a little lost, and somehow she got in through the barrier. What? That shouldn't be. What is this? Let's try to surprise you. I've always wanted to pay a visit to the Phantom Mine hidden in Isthmia, and I finally made it. I think it's useless to ask too many questions of Beryl, or to ask how in the world she got here. One should not ask questions of the path of fate. I hope ordinary people don't start to find a way in. Perhaps there is a disturbance in the transportation stones. I'll have to check it. That's a good idea. I have seen something dark approaching this place in my fortunes. Really? She is an odd one. Please don't cause the people here any trouble. Of course, we will stand in the face of the mysteries of this world to uncover them. Oh boy. You don't have to hide it, Reen. You need something from me, right? You need a substitute actor? Of course you would know. Oh brother. Well, I'm not sure if it's something you'd be interested in. No, it's fine with me. This is also what fate has in store. Although I'll be returning here when we're done since I finally found this place. Of course. Alright then, can we head there on the Courageous? Yes, as I seem to be the last one. Very well then, let us follow the path fate has outlined. Got Beryl's consent to be on the show. Alright, let's do the next bit. Early on, reporter Rui contacts Noin. Rui is Nanai's twin sister, so he suspected something more is going on. Yeah, Noin, you're as grumpy looking as ever. Aw, did Nanai not call you for a while? How about I comfort you instead? This is the important parts. Okay? Choice 1. Continue with the mischief to switch to break the ice. Change the subject and calmly get to the point. First one. I have the important information you were waiting for. I see, so that's what this is. So you're on that side now then, Rui. Caught! Wait a second, I think I messed up. Oops. Alright, the next scene is the end of the first half. Noin will bring the cipher to the librarian, Hein to decipher. And then another agent, Ahat, who respects Noin's strength but doesn't agree with the method, appears. This is Hein's reaction after seeing him. Oh, Noin and Ahat. I know you guys don't get along well, but you do trust each other. I'm sorry, I feel the tears in my heart. No, I need to snap to it. I have deciphered the clue and it relates to a key from ancient Zemuria. Thank you for regaining your composure. Now let's hear the details. What? Oh, that was perfect. That was also exactly the right dynamic between the heroine and the main character. Oh, thank goodness it went well. Good work. I was worried about what could happen if she got even more excited. Now we're in the second half, and Noin's chances of getting through Ahat's raid depends on one woman, a mysterious fortune teller that he's encountered many times over. What will Velvet tell us? Both the crystal ball and the turret lead to one conclusion. Who is behind all of this? No, why is this happening? Next is the acting. Heh. Well, you should already know the truth, Noin. Right, it's a hat. If he wasn't a little human at all, he wouldn't lend a hand. And in this incident, things are even more restricted. So dealing with him... And cut! That was perfect. That was also exactly the right dynamic between the heroine and the main character. The shame I can only portray a mysterious character for so short. Adding the details of the incident makes things more dramatic. And it's the climax. Martial law has been declared in the capital. In the midst of all of that, Selma, daughter of the Earl, is plotting a terrorist attack to overthrow the Chancellor. Noin arrived just in time, and he is able to talk to Selma, who is holding the evil sword. This is for the people, for the country. It's something I've decided to sacrifice myself for. Otherwise, the kingdom will fall to the Chancellor, and the second princess, who is our light of hope, will be buried in darkness. I can sympathize with this character. Now then. Now pull back, Noin, or I'll cut you down. I see, so you found your resolve. But in that case, I cannot pull him back here. And cut! Edel was really awesome, though. Edel, Dorothy, Vivi, and Beryl, you were the best. Please consider becoming regulars here. Monk, you're too sweet. Well, I do like being praised. And if there's a chance arises again, I'll think about it. I'm really interested in the relationship of Noin and Ahat. If the stars align again, I'll lend you a hand. So you're going to broadcast it in 4 days then? Yes, although our director Michael has to make it into the perfect package first. So we have to edit it all today. Alright, I'm getting pumped. Afterwards, Vivi and Dorothy went back to the ship. Before heading to Lemare, Edel went to the ship as well, and somehow Beryl made it back to Elin. I only got one because I messed up. I think it's only one, but yeah, I'm supposed to get 2, but it's okay.